Greetings everyone, Sizzle466 from Team One Trick here, accompanied by EK. How you doing, EK?
What's up, everybody?
So
it's another Wednesday.
Yeah, so this is episode 4 of How to Beat the Meta with Reno Mage. And so the Vicious Syndicate report came out on Sunday, which was a few days ago, on March the 9th or 10th, one of those days. And the top 3 decks over all ranks were number 1, Odd Paladin, number 2, Anyfin Paladin, and number 3, Secret Mage. So I'm going to be queuing up each of these decks against EK, who's bringing a Reno Mage that has had some success on the ladder lately by Sealing Cat. So do you want to walk us through some of the interesting card choices in this specific list?
So Sealing Cat's list is a lot different than a lot of the other lists that we've been seeing pop up, in the fact that he's cut literally every single possible greedy card that you could ever run in a Reno Mage except for Malacrass, in an effort to just dumpster aggressive decks. So he's brought back in Volcanic Potion, Frostbolt, he's fleshed out a secret package. There's no Brand, there's no Banker, there's no Zola the Gorgon. It's just clean cut, straight anti-aggro of old.
Do you think this deck has a chance against Warlock?
Against Warlock, it gets complicated because a lot of the cards that you need to beat Warlock, you don't have. Because you need multiple Kazakus potions, you need those taller clears, and you just don't have access to that many of them. You're really just trying to hit mate like the aggro mages, the paladins, the Kingsbanes, the other rogues, and then even lock. I like this particular build against as well. Yeah,
I like the Flame Lance a lot. I think that's a nice tech. Well, I mean, based on the latest VS meta report, it looks like this deck is perfect to counter the meta. So,
it should be. It should be.
So
a lot of the deck comes down to hitting the draws. Because it is a Reno Mage, you don't have as much draw as like a Reno Lock, but your card quality on average is very toolboxy, so you can kind of MacGyver together a lot of situations.
Yeah, and we should also mention that Vicious Syndicate did put Reno Mage in at tier 4.
Yeah, I believe it was the bottom of the bottom tier 4.
Yeah, so can the bottom of the bottom of tier 4 beat the top 3 tier 1 decks? Let's find out.
I think that's a little clickbaity, but we'll find out. I mean, the thing with Reno Mage is you have to build it for a spread, and there's just decks that, their card quality just on average is very all-comer-ish, and Mage has always had to build very toolboxy. And it runs a bunch of unitaskers, so you just have to be... You have to be a little more careful with what you're doing.
For sure. So I'm queuing. So I'm starting with my Odd Paladin.
Yeah.
And so I think I know what to do. Now I know you're Reno Mage, so I'm gonna mulligan against that.
Yeah, I have to be careful because normally I could talk openly about cards and stuff like that, because there are certain cards that are gonna come up, and for your sake of not stream sniping me, I'm going to be a little bit careful with what I do.
So even though you guys can see EK's hand in this video, I cannot see it. So
yes,
keep that in mind.
Very honorable person.
Yes.
You top deck that.
I did top deck that one drop.
So then I have choices here. I am going to coin this out, mostly because from the very start, I have to wrestle for the board.
I respect that.
I have to do everything in my power to contest you, because you hit probably the best possible one drop in that you got 2 bodies. So just I'm always playing from behind on board as the mage until I can start going sweeper into sweeper into sweeper.
Yeah. And of course, my goal is, I know you've got lots of sweepers, so I aim to keep my burst to try and push you down before you have a chance to even do that.
Yeah, but you're either trying to pace things out or just go taller than the potential sweepers, because the breakpoints.
And also, for those of you watching the YouTube vid, I actually have a vApvCAUVCARjHAuPLAvvTAtHhAgA, this list, not Prince Liam.
Yeah. He's playing the list from Vicious Syndicate, so. So Mistress of Mixtures is one of the more interesting cards in this list. If this list has the second deckhand or the trainer, I'm pretty screwed, but I eat 4 damage that way.
Okay, so I'm just gonna punch in.
Yeah.
I like to keep the Blessing of Might in the mulligan against control because it's just extra burst, and sometimes it's enough to push through. I typically don't like putting them on the 1/1s, but I just want.
Yeah, especially against Mage when the Mage can do that.
Yeah, but I gotta be threatening.
Yeah. So this deck does run Spellbender. So I say I had the Spellbender and felt like it was a reasonable read to put that out there. I could have. Sliz is just. Sliz has had.
I'm just
exactly
face stacking you.
Yeah, he's had exactly what he's needed this entire game. So.
This is the beauty of This is the beauty of Odd Paladin.
Yeah, sometimes you just do the thing.
Okay.
Compared to like other lists that we've shown in the past, this list is a little bit more delicate in that it does need to hit his draws. So I'm a Kazaka, or I have to Kazakus here. Bit of a risk.
What do we have? Ooh.
Just because I need to eke out a little bit from my cards. So that's actually one of the better hits that I could have gotten because you can have a buff at this point. I am still in an awkward spot though, so I do have to be a little bit careful.
Are you running Zola in your list, by the way?
No, this list doesn't run Zola,
Well,
like I was talking about earlier.
Well, in that case, I know the place.
Yeah. No, you don't have much of a choice not to, and
I pray you don't have Reno.
I mean either like even if I do Reno here, like I'm still in rough shape. There's only so much that I can do in
Okay,
in this
well, I
situation.
mean that's 100% got to be an ice block.
Yeah, no, it's a really easy read.
I think I see what to do here.
I mean, you just hit the button and go tall. Like you have the 3/3 that I can't punish, so.
Oh, I messed up. I popped it the wrong amount. That's okay.
I mean, with the way that your board looks, it doesn't matter too much. You basically put me on Blizzard, because even if I Reno here, it doesn't do much for me. I go back down.
Okay. This mixes things up for me.
Yeah. So I do that particular ordering because I want to maximize my chance at getting another ice block. But as Sliz will find out, that's not the case.
And now I know there's no way that's an ice block.
Yeah, so you just have lethal on board.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The big thing with this list is you need to hit the early drops. You run Frost Nova Doomsayer, you run Volcanic Potion, you run Tar Creeper, even like Dirty Rat's really good against your list as well.
I've actually got in a lot of trouble from Dirty Rat in the past. Just causes me a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So now I'm queuing up. Now I'm queuing up Anyfin Paladin.
A list this low to the ground isn't running Arcane Intellect or like Research Project or anything like that. And I think that could be a potential improvement.
I've never seen those in the Reno lists, but with your specific build, maybe it's a consideration.
Yeah, with the spread that this list is trying to hit, I think it's needed.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
Now I'm running Clark Hellscream's list, and he runs 2 Knife Jugglers and 2 Keeper Aldermans.
Yes, this is a little bit more of an aggressive.
Yeah, he doesn't run the Dirty Rats or the lower Thebs in this list.
No, the Dirty Rats are really good in like aggro mirrors though, because they just solidify your board. Because you don't care about the battle cry on them. You're mostly playing the Dirty Rats to get them off Call to Arms, and their 2/6 taunts. I mean, every once in a while they can be good against like Makathun, but you're usually just not beating Warlock anyway, so it's not something you need to worry about like too much.
Yeah. Now I know you've got a Polymorph Boar, which might cause me problems later.
Yeah, so there's actually 3 Polymorphs plus Kazakis in this list, so if I'm Sliz, I'm careful with what I'm doing.
I don't have the Giants. Don't worry. I didn't high roll.
Either way, it's still scary.
Yeah.
Because like, there's not much that a list like this can do about that. So I'm gonna play that while I can. Just force Liz to make some decisions. There are 3 drastically different secrets in this list that he has to play around in different ways.
Those being Ice Block, Duplicate,
Potion of Polymorph,
Spellbender, I believe is your 3rd one.
Correct.
And fortunately, this specific list doesn't run Blessing of Kings, so that's good news for me.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not running anything that can cause me trouble with Spellbender. So that's a dead card for you.
Yeah. There are certain Anyfin lists that do it.
The light dims, but we fight.
None may steal ours.
I know the place.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have much of a choice. You know I'm not running Zola, you know I'm not running Duplicate. There's no reason for you to worry about this Kazakis.
Nope.
This deck only ever gets the 1 potion.
Nice. Okay.
Got that. I mean, it's still turn 5 and I have 15 health.
Well, I have an excellent turn 6.
Yeah, your mana's opened up by this point, so...
How should I do this? I think I will do it this way.
The light dims, but we
Sure. Yeah, oh yeah. And that's the other thing, like, there's a reason why this card is leaving standard, because that was a 3 mana draw 6.
That's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, like, pretty much the combination of the Carl and Molten Giants and Divine Favor just doesn't really matter what your archetype is. It just makes aggro Paladin good.
I mean, that's why the top builds for or like the top the top 3 decks at the high legend ranks in Wild on the VS report were 3 Paladin decks, 2 of which were running Thakal Molten Giants. So I guess Liz has to be careful here because he sees another secret out from me.
Now, I know that's probably an Ice Block and a Spellbender. What's your 3rd one again? Potion of Polymorph?
Yeah, that's the important one that you have to...
Yeah, that's what I was... That's why I just hesitated. Okay, good.
Yeah. So Liz with the smart ordering.
Okay.
Plays his Finja. I'm not super worried about the Finja, like, I'm never really getting on board. So I can afford to just...
Okay, that's fair.
Flame strike that. I get good value.
Oh, the ordering. So good.
Yeah.
Almost perfect.
You've had, like, almost perfect everything all of these games, to be honest. The only thing that would... Yeah.
Do you run weapon removal?
There is an ooze, which
An
I believe should... Like, just from testing with like Bat and like other people, I think that it should be 2 oozes.
Really?
You want the
sorry, one acidic, one gluttonous.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So I just need to keep playing the removal game.
What do I have left? Sure. I'll take it.
I mean, it gets your other Murloc out.
Yeah.
You push another 6.
Also, the reason that this deck is called actual Anyfin is because this is not the Anyfin Paladin from the Hearthstone esports YouTube video.
Yeah.
The infamous video.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
so you have 8 cards left.
And you just signaled to me that, well, you kind of poker facing me, but you kind of signaled that that's a spellbender. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but I am a little concerned about the polymorph boar, so I think I'm going to do this.
Yeah, no, so this deck runs so many polymorphs that you just need to always kill off the,
and I just did
Murlocs as soon as possible. So I don't disagree that's correct every time. Even though you know that I don't have a Zola or a way to get another Reno, you just have to. So that wasn't unreasonable. And you get the other Divine Favor for another 4 cards.
It's good value. I've also got 3 cards left in my deck.
Yeah. So that is something that I have to deal with.
That's fair.
I'm actually gonna get kind of cute here.
Oh, I was gonna say, what's going on here? Oh, I like that. Oh, there's your ice block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was bound to happen that you were gonna get those eventually.
Okay, I have 2 cards left. So if you clear my board, I've got the full set of Murlocs ready to go. Ah, but you have the polymorph. That's fair.
Unity, precision,
Okay.
perfection.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
So we have to do it this way because I don't want you to get the super buff on that particular Murloc. So you have all of your Murlocs except for the Murkai.
Yeah.
So the first Anyfin is only going to do 8.
12.
12, right. But your second one is going to do a hell of a lot more.
I think I tried.
So you put me on having to have my clear here.
I need the board space.
Need a key?
Okay. It's also insane how fast this deck cycles against control decks. Now.
You have
I have
you have things to think about here.
Yeah, I definitely have things to think about here. I think this is step 1.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, there we go. I was worried about.
That was mana bind.
I was worried about Counterspell.
Yeah. I thought I could bluff you and force you to trade another turn, making you think that it was something else that it wasn't. Then you lose your then I do a follow-up play.
Yeah.
So there's a deck like this where you're playing super reactive against a hyper aggro deck that is doing mana cheat. Like you're playing from the back foot, so you really like the way you beat that particular kind of deck is getting out in front of it. So it's hard for a deck that's very minion light to get out in front of it. This particular matchup is completely different though, because I actually run more minions than you do.
Yeah, so I've actually never played this list until now, but this is a secret Cold Light Oracle Mage. So
yeah,
it's very similar to your standard secret mages, except you've got the Cold Light Oracles for some extra cycle and milling your opponent, and you got the double Iceland. So it's a very spell heavy list.
Yeah. So because of that, I can potentially solidify a board. I am also just realizing that this deck does in fact run Zola the Gorgon. I just looked at my deck list.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Never
Hasn't shown up either of the games, so this is the runes. So I net 0 on it, which I'm happy about. That's
Sure.
a lot less burn going towards my face.
Because I'm running Forgotten Torches, 2 Forgotten Torches as well, so
Yeah.
there's a ton of burn coming your way.
I do have Ice Block and Reno and Ziliax and Anti-Heal Bot and extra Secret Generation, and then eventually Jaina. So, like, I do have ways of fighting your burn.
And again, for those who can see my hand, I'm holding... There's no point me tempoing out minions, because there's no point me ever fighting for board here. I just need to have all the burn I can get.
Yeah, exactly. You fight for the board because I don't want the consistent incremental damage.
This
So
turn...
I make this Voodoo Doll play because the only other things that I'm gonna have to worry about are the Crystal Runners. The 5/5s. I believe they're Crystal Runners.
Yeah, Crystal Runners.
But you haven't actually played Secrets from hand, so I don't have too much to worry about right now.
I played 1. I played Explosive Runes on turn 1.
Yeah, so
At last, a worthy disciple.
Okay. So I'd like to point out that EK has had Kazakus on for every game so far, because he's a good Reno player.
yeah, it's about the only thing I've had going on. So I've dudded everywhere else.
Okay, what do we do here?
I mean, you just keep going face.
I think we just keep things nice and simple for now.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Why not?
We have many secrets.
Sure.
Okay. So the reason I did that was to try and bait your Kazakus potion,
Yeah.
and you didn't fall for the bait.
No, I know better. I have played this matchup many times.
Okay, so we'll bait him again.
I'm late. I'm late.
This also encourages a meteor.
But this is a really good meteor. And there's not much else in your deck that I want a meteor.
We have many secrets.
Yeah, so there's...
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Alright, so I have decisions here.
Yeah, you gotta really think about that secret. You've got the coin that you can test for counterspell if you needed to.
Yeah. Like there's
You know that
more-
you know that I only run one potion of polymorph and that's gone.
yeah. Yeah, but so the big thing is you still have another runes. I haven't seen your counter spells.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain plays that I get extremely rewarded for by putting you on one or the other. Is like the big thing that I'm thinking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Say I'm able to clear this. There's only 2 cards on 8 mana that can kill me from 11.
Do. Time runs out on me.
So I'm gonna put you on that bluff and get a little greedy. So the only 2 cards that can kill me here are double fireball.
I'm late.
Which I don't have.
Yeah. As we can see here, it is not the case. So we know it. We know that card is a spell.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Okay, this buys you a bit of health.
Yeah. So that is probably his one of Ice Block. That is his secret. Because I know you're not running Bender, Barrier, or Vaporize.
Mm-hmm.
So there are. So now we know that leftmost card isn't a fireball. The only 2 cards that kill me from 9 mana are actually none. He needs double fireball plus ping to kill me from 13. So us seeing a Frostbolt there is actually really good.
Yeah, that's a really bad
because that turns off your Ice Lances.
Unless I draw my second Frostbolt.
Yeah.
Assuming it's not in my hand.
So I can actually just.
So now you sound to stabilize.
Yeah. And my hand is opened up. I have a lot of mana, so there's a lot of different plays that I can do here. So you're electing not to play the secret there, which tells me a lot, actually. Which means that I can just go ahead and do this.
Okay. Yikes. Now I'm in trouble.
Yeah. And I've solidified a board state on top of the fact that you really just don't have a lot of minions left.
I'm running out of steam. I need my Alaneth to have any sort of a chance.
Yeah. And now that I've stabilized and had good minions die, I can just go ahead and do this. And now Sliz is never getting back the board, and
No.
I have incremental healing on the board as well. So the little chip that he does get in now is just going to get healed. So he has to throw more burn or spend more turns going into that Zilliax. Which he doesn't want to do because what he has left, he needs to...
I mean, I've got 3, 7... I think it's impossible for me to win at this point.
Yeah,
It's actually impossible.
There's not enough that you can fit into one turn to 30 me. You also haven't seen an Ice Block from me yet either.
I have not.
So if that ever, say I ever play that out eventually. Historically speaking, this is like a really good matchup for basically any defensive oriented mage that has access to Ice Block. So you're gonna keep chipping down that Zilliax.
Yeah.
All right, so we order this properly.
Well played.
Do the pop at 1 so that a ping is all I have to worry about. Clear that just in case. There really isn't a reason for me to, but I don't trust Sliz.
I wouldn't trust
good
me either.
habit. He again has to spend his turn pinging off the Zilliax.
Feels really bad.
He sees I have a secret up. I do get to play one of the cool cards in this deck, though. So this deck's value engine is like Elise,
Nice.
which is kind of cool. And I eat the 1 damage.
I misspoke earlier. This deck has 2 ice blocks.
Yeah, I knew it does.
But I knew if I told you, you'd know it was in my hand.
Yeah. I had forgotten that Clark's version of Anyfin is the Aldermans over Blessing a King, because Blessing a King version has been more popular as of late. So Sliz is just on the back foot. Play out his hand.
Oh, a duplicate.
Ah.
Well, you may not have beaten the Paladins, but you did beat
No.
the Secret Mage.
We've deduced that the Paladin with this particular deck is pretty draw dependent. Mm-hmm. And you're a Paladin one trick, so you always get the Paladin to do exactly what you want it to do.
I do like my Paladin.
Yeah. So, just at a glance, I think for this list to be more consistent against Paladin, because it definitely does have its outs against Paladin. I think it needs more draw. Mm-hmm. And then like some more like defensive mid game options, maybe.
Maybe even Acolyte Pain with the Silver
Yeah.
Hand recruits could be huge.
Yeah.
That would be a nice inclusion.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's just no way for me to wrestle board control from
Yeah,
you.
because if you put in Arcane Intellect, it makes your
I mean, there's already a ton of 3-cost cards in this list, so the Dragon's Fury isn't going to get much worse.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, with that in mind, like you do still want Dragon's Fury because it is it's essentially an excavated evil at worst.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's the Frostbolts in there as well, but
Yeah.
and the potential and the potential Ungora pack. But apart from that,
Potentially.
yeah.
But like you still have the chance at the 6, the 7.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video, episode 4 of our Reno Mage series. All the deck codes are in the description below. If you want to support the channel, support Team One Trick, we'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button below. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Team1Trick. EK, any last words of wisdom before we say goodbye?
Always have Reno on 6 and draw the cards you need when you need them, and you'll win every time.
There we go.
I think
Easy.
that goes for every deck.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Catch you around, EK.
See you next week, guys.